Have you ever felt completely alone and isolated, as if the universe had cast you aside? As painful as this feeling may be, perhaps it is not just a coincidence. One of the greatest psychologists in history, Carl Jung, had a fascinating theory about this. Sometimes, loneliness is actually a hidden gift from the universe. Imagine a gardener carefully moving some plants to a separate place. Why does he do this? To protect them, to allow them to grow stronger, or sometimes to prepare them for transplantation. Jung believed that the universe treats us in the same way. When he spoke of good people, he wasn't referring to perfect or flawless individuals, but rather to those with high potential for growth, those who have the capacity to transform and evolve, like seeds that sprout in the darkness and grow toward the light. Why loneliness? In this state of quiet solitude, we can hear our inner voice more clearly. Think of a radio. When there's too much noise around, you can't hear the music properly. Similarly, when we are constantly surrounded by people, their opinions, and their expectations, it becomes difficult to hear our own thoughts and desires. Jung realized something crucial. The periods when we feel the loneliest are often the times when we grow the most. It is as if the universe places us in a cocoon, just like a butterfly undergoing its transformation. From the outside, the cocoon may appear still and sorrowful, but inside, an incredible transformation is taking place. Take the story of a woman, for example. She was once very social, but suddenly she found herself isolated. At first, this loneliness frightened her, but over time, she began to discover things about herself that she had never noticed before. She realized that she had spent so much time fulfilling others' expectations that she had neglected her own passions. For years, she had hidden her love for painting out of fear of judgment, but in her solitude, she finally embraced it. According to Jung, loneliness is like a deep spring cleaning for the soul. It forces us to look inward, to face our fears, hidden desires, and true dreams. This can be uncomfortable, but it is necessary, just like cleaning a messy room. At first, it seems even messier because you have to pull everything out of the closets. But this is the first step toward creating a new order. The purpose of loneliness. Jung also emphasized that loneliness helps us develop individuality. True individuality means fully being ourselves. When we are constantly surrounded by others, we tend to become like chameleons, changing our colors to fit in. But in solitude, we finally get to discover our true colors. However, it's important to remember, this loneliness is not a punishment, it is protection and preparation. The universe does not isolate us to harm us. It does so to make us stronger, wiser, and more authentic. This is a special kind of training for the soul. How do you know if you're going through this process? Here are some signs. You feel different, even when you're in a group. Your old relationships start to lose meaning. You experience a strong need for solitude and peace. You begin asking deep questions about life. You discover new interests or talents. The good news is that this loneliness is not permanent. Once we have learned what we need to, and our transformation is complete, the universe brings us back to people. But this time, we return stronger, with a clearer understanding of who we are and what we want. Jung compared this process to alchemy. Just as valuable metals must be purified in fire to become even more precious, loneliness serves as our crucible. It is the place where our true essence is revealed. What can you do if you're experiencing this phase? First, accept it. See it not as a punishment, but as an opportunity. Use this time wisely. Write down your thoughts in a journal. Explore new passions. Meditate or reflect in silence. Get to know yourself on a deeper level. Try things you've always wanted to do. Jung strongly emphasized one thing. Even in solitude, we are never truly alone. We are always connected to the universe, to God, or simply to life itself. This connection is always there, even when we feel isolated. Loneliness can open the door to profound realizations. It teaches us the value of true connections and helps us recognize what is truly authentic. When a person spends time alone, they learn to distinguish between relationships that nourish their their soul and those that drain their energy. It is almost as if the universe is sending a quiet message. I am isolating you now so that you can build deeper, more meaningful connections in the future. I am pulling you aside so that you can become the best version of yourself. So remember, loneliness is not a curse. It can be a hidden blessing. It does not mean that the universe has forgotten you. Rather, it may be preparing you for something greater. This phase is like the moment in a hero's journey when they retreat to gather strength, only to return even stronger. And in this story, the hero is you. Your story is far from over. In fact, you are moving toward a hopeful new chapter. Just as the most beautiful flowers bloom in solitude and the strongest trees need space for their roots to spread, perhaps your current loneliness is an opportunity for self-discovery and transformation. Loneliness is not a punishment. It is a sacred space for spiritual renewal and growth. Carl Jung once said, "The universe isolates good people for a reason. This isolation is meant to protect, strengthen, and prepare them for new beginnings." Today's loneliness may be a necessary step toward tomorrow's most meaningful connections. Trust yourself and trust this process. Loneliness is guiding you toward a deeper understanding and stronger relationships. How can you make the most of this time? The first step is to stop seeing loneliness as a threat. Instead, use it to explore your inner world and discover who you truly are. Evaluate which relationships nourish you and which ones drain you. Find ways to understand and know yourself better. Try writing, meditating, picking up a new hobby, or simply sitting in silence to reflect. Loneliness can be the path to more authentic connections. When you spend time alone, you gain a fresh perspective on your relationships. You begin to recognize the people who truly nourish your soul and form stronger bonds with them. See this period as an opportunity given to you by the universe. Remember, loneliness is temporary. Like a butterfly, one day you will emerge from your cocoon and return to the world stronger than ever. This is your story of growth and transformation. The universe has not forgotten you. On the contrary, it may be preparing you for your next great step. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next video.